and happy Easter. Traditionally, at Easter, we celebrate together by sharing the Lord's Supper. Unfortunately, circumstances right now prevent that from happening. But that doesn't mean we can't have the Lord's Supper together. So I'm going to show you today how you can make your own unleavened bread at home so that you can still partake in the Lord's Supper. You only need a few ingredients, and I bet you already have them at home. You're gonna need flour, vegetable oil, salt, and water. That's all. Okay, the first thing that you need to put in is a cup of flour. You put a cup of flour in, 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I don't have an 1/8 of a teaspoon measuring spoon, so I'm using 1/4 of a teaspoon and just filling it halfway up, maybe. All right, then you're gonna mix those ingredients together until they're well incorporated with one another. It's real sticky, so just bear with it. Mix that all up. Make sure that you scrape the edges of the bowl. I don't recommend making this in a mixer because it's just not really enough to fill it up to where the mixer part can actually get to all of it. It's much easier to do it by hand. If you have a pastry cutter, that is really helpful in making this. Okay, now we're ready to add. We're gonna add 1/3 of a cup of water. And you're just gonna add a little bit at a time. So we're gonna add a little bit and then stir it in. Add a little bit more. This just prevents it from getting too soupy if you incorporated it a little bit at a time. Again, this is where a pastry cutter comes in handy. But you can use a spatula like I am and just kind of cut it and chop it as you stir to make sure it gets all the way mixed in. All right, we're almost there. Keep mixing it until it forms like a dough. It kind of sticks together in a ball. It's a very sticky dough though, so be prepared. All right, once you've got it to a dough consistency about like this, you're going to want to split the dough into 6 parts. You can do this with a spatula or you can do it with your hands. All right, then you're gonna take each of the little dough balls and you're gonna put them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and you're gonna wanna press them down. You want to press them down pretty good because if they're too thick, they're still gonna be doughy when they're done. Do it with your hands though, because it is a sticky dough, so if you use a rolling pin, it's just gonna stick to it. If I have any kiddos watching, make sure that you wash your hands first. Adults too, but I find that kids need that reminder more than adults. All right. Once we have it all on there, nice and pressed out, we're going to put it in the oven. The oven has been preheated to 425. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven for 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. If your oven runs hot, you'll probably wanna err on the side of 8. Look at that. They come out perfect, ready for you to partake in the Lord's Supper from home. Again, I wish you a very happy Easter. Thank you.